Thanks to Tor Books for sponsoring this episode of Nerdist News. Giant news from the Game of Thrones Comic-Con panel. Puppies! Yay! Theon Greyjoy must have really loved sleeping in Ramsay's dog kennel because star Alfie Allen can't go anywhere now without a cuddly canine at his side. He even brought this little fella on stage with him to Hall H in a move we now consider a requirement for all con panels. You hear us, Kevin Feige? You could show a secret third Infinity War at the next D23, and if you don't bring a puppy on the stage, we don't give a Also, there was a trailer showing upcoming scenes from the current season of Game of Thrones. Not a puppy, we know, but still pretty cool. The trailer focused mainly on the three-way girl fight that's about to consume the Seven Kingdoms in all-out war, jumping between scenes of Cersei, Sansa, and Dany. So what's going on with our favorite gorgeous ladies of Westeros? Let's break it down. First, you got Sansa. Peter Baelish just can't stop mansplaining the Song of Ice and Fire tour.
Every possible series of events is happening all at once.
Wow. Every possible event. Thanks for narrowing it down, dude. Now, we know Littlefinger is known for never taking a side, but he's really stretching it with that line. But in all seriousness, this could point to some interesting developments for Game of Thrones Endgame. As we know full well, anything can happen in this show, and someone who's prepared for anything may actually be in the best position to win it all. Maybe we do understand why Sansa keeps Littlefinger around. As creepy as he may be, he reminds her to cast a wide gaze over the kingdom and never get too narrowly focused on one enemy or goal. But no one would ever accuse our next two combatants of lacking a narrow focus. Cersei and Dany both have one goal and one goal only, the Iron Throne. One wants to keep it and the other wants to take it. And both of them seem willing to make some strange alliances to achieve that goal. Starting with Cersei, it looks like Euron Greyjoy was able to deliver that very special present that he promised the Queen of the Realm. We see him both riding into King's Landing, getting a big hero's welcome, and standing alongside Cersei at the throne, although this does call into question what exactly that present is. A lot of fans assumed he was going to finally bring Tyrion to justice for poisoning her precious baby Joffrey, but it seems like it would take a while for him to cross Blackwater Bay from King's Landing to Dragonstone in order to make that happen. So maybe he got her some other present. Maybe he went to Jared. Whatever he got her, it's apparently not enough to pull her away from her true love, because after 7 seasons, that Lannister on Lannister lust is still hotter and heavier than ever, and that is creepy. As for Dany, she's finally joining forces with the Red Lady. Melisandre has made her way to Dragonstone, and per usual, she's stirring up some shiz, even if she doesn't realize it.
I believe you have a role to play, as does another.
She has a role to play. She's the mother of friggin' dragon. Of course she has a role to play. What's up with all these side characters acting like they know everything? But anyways, it's pretty obvious that the other Melisandre is talking about is Jon Snow. But even though she thinks she's bringing the two of them together, we're really worried about what the eventual outcome will be. After all, whenever Melisandre gets involved in the affairs of others, stuff starts to go south. Just ask our dearly departed Stannis. When he listened to the Red Lady, he ended up inciting a war that he couldn't win and burning his daughter at the stake. Let's hope Dany takes her advice with a little more caution. But what do you folks think? Do you have your money on Cersei, Sansa, or Dany to end up on the throne when Game of Thrones ends? Or could it be somebody else like a puppy? Let's discuss. And thank you to Tor Books for sponsoring Nerdist News. Tor Books is a treasure trove for the sci-fi fantasy reader and the home of some incredible sci-fi and fantasy authors like Annalee Newitz and Charlie Jane Anders. Kyle Hill has got an amazing interview with the two of them, where Annalee tells us all about her new book, Autonomous, where she tackles robot rights, as well as Charlie's new book, All Birds in the Sky. Check it out over at Nerdist.com.